It's been quite a day, guys. You're gonna have to ride with me, but we got some deliveries, a new prototype base light I'm gonna show you. We're gonna continue with the production refinement, but man, we ran into, again, a little bit of small problems, but it's okay, it's progress, that's what we want. This is normal. I don't wanna alarm people, this is the way it works. But then I blue screened to death, I peed all over the wall, it was a damn mess. You're watching KnightDriveTV. What's the plan? They want to know. They're seeing a lot of us and they don't know why. Like, this is not normal. What are you gonna do today, Lace? You retrieved some Hong Kong. We're gonna watch Lace open this. This is gonna be entertaining. Well, Lace cuts for a living, but don't pay her to cut your boxes open because I mean, she cuts people's hair all off, and she does it quite a bit. 20 years she's been doing it. But oh, this is the Chinese. It's just so funny. This is the Chinese, like, not getting what I was saying.
It already looks like it's gonna blind you.
It is a very high quality optic, but it's light and it's pretty compact in terms of dimensions. So these are going to be mega bright.
They look like they're going to be mega bright.
They are all low and high beam both.
What?
And the projection changes. Yep. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. I had to keep track of my days. Alrighty, so who knows about those? These still have meaning and relevance. It just has taken me a minute to figure out what and how I'm going to distribute these, because these are important, and that's why I kind of haven't decided yet. So you're going to want to watch out for this, especially if you're on the West Coast this year coming. But I'm going to give details on this later as to why and how and who these are for. Yep, we're going to head over to the building here, and we're going to get these machines running. Kelsey's coming in the morning. I know you can't see. Up the long flight, up the long flight. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to transfer some files. We're going to get all the machines running. Okay, so I'm up here in the work area. So we've got quite a bit of work to do here tonight. I'm going to try and get a few. I have a couple clogged machines. Going to have to clean all the build plates, recalibrate everything. I'm going to try and get through as much as I can. It's 11 o'clock. So this is the room with the machines. I have a few down that I kind of have something sitting in there. So I'm basically, unfortunately, these machines are all run on individual USBs. They do have Ethernet networking capability, but that's not unlocked. So we got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 in this room. So with pretty much all these tents, I've just kind of put in a little work light. As you can see, that's an LED. So it's kind of making an on-screen thing. So these machines ran for, I mean, essentially a year straight. I've done very little major maintenance. Well, it's about 12:30. Getting there. There's 5 different print files, and so those 5 print files all need to be executed 60 times. And they have a variety of lengths in hours. So the way to do all this is with timing, and so some files are longer, some are shorter. The longest one I think runs just under 10 hours. The other ones, some of them are as short. I think the shortest run time is 5 hours. So basically it's a 6-day print week as it comes out to get to 60. So I'm trying to tweak some things to condense the files and make me not have to change machines so much. But again, it diversifies risk. You know, having the risk if you have a print fail and it's a really substantial one, you know, then it really sets you back. So I do divide them up just for the sake of I can absorb losses. Tomorrow the point is to get in here and have these are all coming off the machines. I'm going to just sit them here, kind of take her through the small changes I've made, make sure all the interfaces are still where they need to be, and then I'm just going to go ahead and let her build a couple kits. So these are going to be officially, if all goes well, the official first kits. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. I'm like, plus crunching in these videos, it hasn't helped. This guy needs to cancel his order. How do I go about that? So these are the tests. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and cancel some orders here. I mean, you know, it's just something I can't Avoid when are the circle lights actually shipping. Keep hearing deadlines and dates. Number is blah, blah, blah. I just want to know when it's coming. Beyond the videos, beyond the Facebook group, beyond the Instagram, beyond just the website. I have updated the website. I mean, I don't know. It's I guess this is just to be honest with you, I've been waiting on certain products over a year in some cases. I can tell you right now that I've waited on things over a year and I haven't heard a solemn word. I know how it feels in the sense that you're just like, am I still in the mix in line? If those companies had YouTube videos and I can watch them working on my order and things like that, I would see that as a huge relief. Some people were emailing me 3, 4, 5 times in the span of 2 months. So I don't know. Really nothing more I can do. So refund coming to you, whoever you are. My late night commute. Oh, what the hell's up in there? Oh, something was trying to attack me. I swear those are lizards or something in there. Oh, man. It's 1:37. Yeah, I hope people don't think that I'm, ungrateful or, or anything like that. It's better. I think I told someone, a friend of mine, he was asking how things were going, how demanding is it and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, they're both things are hard. It's like failure is tough if you have a business and you are sustaining failure and you're not getting emails or you're not getting business. It's also creates its own loads, on you mentally, especially when you've invested, you've put your hopes into something. I've been there, and so obviously I know what that feels like. And I told him, and on the flip side, it's difficult on both ends. Getting a bunch of emails and being so submerged, trying to catch up is, to some it's a good problem to have, but they both feel the same in a lot of ways is what I find. And so that's a good thing. You want to be failing or you want to be succeeding. What you don't want to be is stagnating in the middle. In venture capital, as far as funding startups and doing seed rounds of funding and things, they have a saying, fail fast. You want a business venture, you want anything, not just a business venture, a relationship in your life, you want a project, you want it to fail fast in the sense that either fail and get it out of your way and move on to something else, or succeed and get it done and move on to the next thing. Either way, you're always moving on to the next phase. Where you don't want to be is kind of along the middle, which is the stagnation phase, which is it just depletes your energy and it doesn't help you rise. And it's also just enough to keep you from falling. So that's where you don't want to be. So, in my personal opinion, I pick either. And what I told him in the text, it was Scott, shout out to you if you're watching. I said, I choose the successful side by 1%. I said, so it's 51-49 because they feel very similar in the terms of the mental loads and the stress loads and just putting yourself out there. Either way doesn't feel necessarily good when it gets tough, but it's that 1% that I think is all the value. All the value's in that 1% to me because it's the 1% you need to keep going. It's the 1% you need to just go in the direction that everybody tries to go in life. So it's like, that 1% to me, that slight edge is everything. Interestingly, I have this was like kind of an experimental printer for Creality. They made it with Naomi Wu. So she kind of created this with them. She's very popular, very interesting girl to watch. She's very skilled with 3D printing and all kind of stuff. But obviously you can see she's kind of unique in some ways, as you can see. So she created this, and I've never used it. I should, but it has an infinite Z-axis, which means you could print something that's like 100 feet long. It can just only be as tall and wide as the area is, but as far as the belt's concerned, it'll make it as long as you want it. So as soon as I got up, we got DHS, the Homeland Security. I got DHL at the door. So got another big shipment of lights. So going to get these hauled over to the other building. We're going to go check on the plastics. There she goes. You can work at UPS if you give up on hair lace. Look at this. This girl. Where's she at? Yeah. You can't see her car from the wall. Did you see her getting attitude? Getting attitude up in here. Look at her. She's already. Zach left something with her. I was like, look, we need to count all the lights so we know what's what. And she, yeah. See?
No respect. I don't got no respect at all. Are you kidding me?
Up the steps. It's a long climb too up there because that's the ceiling in there is way higher than a typical ceiling, so it's tough. All right, so the beauty of the way Kelsey works is she is making lights and things like that, but there's more of an administrative side to what she's doing. So we're working on a lot of things that I have had to put aside, obviously for the intent of getting production and being consistent with the products, but she's working on things that are really imperative to the future of KnightDriveTV. It's going to play into the coin. It's going to play into a lot of different things. So stick around. So I am wrapping this again because I cannot stand it anymore. My car used to look like this, and then I unwrapped it, obviously, because I was doing a wide body, had to move, and put it back to black. So we've got some things to do with that, but I've got 4 different colors of wrap, and so I'm going to show you guys. Comment below what color you think I'm going, because I need it to not be black, unfortunately. Just some basics. See how nice and consistent that is. All right, so she's put together this computer. Of course, this is now the second computer. I've been working 3.5 weeks to get a computer. This one I don't think is going to work. We're going to see. We're going to set it up. She's having some issues getting the monitor to display. So we're going to build these test kits, and we'll go a little bit, and I'll update. I'm not going to take you step by step. See if it works. How do you feel? Do you feel like high faith? 1, 5, 10, 11, 2.
What is the scale? So I'm about a 7.
She's a 7. That's how much faith she has in me. Is a 7.
No respect from anyone. Well, the other night I fell asleep with a cigarette in my hand. My wife lit it.
So yeah, all the clearances are better, and we're. Well, I was going to say flying right along, but we're not flying right along yet. Come from the backside. How'd it come out? Yeah, come from the backside. Lace is up here supervising. Yep. Coming to check things out, see what the status is. Every day, Lace, every day. This is what we do every day. So she's going to go ahead and finalize this kit. So we're going to check the one new thing additionally, which is the retention, which you can see we now have bottom retention. So there's holes, as you can see, in these 3 positions. See that relief right there is for the screw coming up through the bottom. And what it's going to do is it's physically going to spread out each side. Don't feel pressure. This is going to be officially probably the first beta. She's like, oh, I got to stand up. I can't. Nobody's here. This is worse than I thought it was going to be. Nobody's
Sweaty.
She's sweaty. Why do you keep talking about being sweaty? Yes, what you have now is retention. And you can see it's not really, you can see it's spreading this one just a wee. So that's showing that there's a little clearance to absorb, but it's actually creating a lot of tension. So never coming out. Again, this will be a system that everything will have now. So, I mean, you know, it's the nature of products. I mean, lots of improvements happen. You just don't know about it. This particular case, I'm telling you about it. So we obviously went to the modular wiring sometime in midsummer. I don't know, some of the early kit buyers, you got kind of a loom here, but now everything's modular. You can unscrew it up here. So a light replacement now just becomes unscrewing this at this spot and replacing your light. But thoughts?
Way better.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Really? You know, it's just something I try to explain even to her. She used to work at another 3D printing place that made toys. And, you know, I was thinking there for a minute, you know, she used to build them all day. And I wanted to point out to her, I'm like, you know, I said, the one thing you have to know is it's for some people out there that have 3D printed with ASA or PLA, you don't have these kind of issues. And so it's because of the material that I'm using, because it's necessary. A lot of people I see putting out 3D printed material for automotive use is made out of ASA, and in their own personal experiences, some of them said, oh, it works fine, no issues, but it's just not something I would, send out in mass scale. So, I mean, the testing I've done, it has to be ABS. And so with ABS just comes a bunch of problems. In the beginning, when 3D printing was first kind of in its infancy, a lot of people were printing with ABS. And so that was some of the first filament, and it was very problematic. It's why people really didn't kind of bind to it in the beginning. But as they developed easier to print plastics, PLA and things like that, that's when the hobby side of things really grew. But it's just not viable in the automotive world. Just so you understand, I mean, this pain that I'm going through is not. It's not an exception. It's actually the way that it's going to be. If you're going to deal with ABS, this is the problems that you're going to face. And when you have a lot of orders, it's something you have to work through, and it's just the way it is. All right, time to take the ATS-V. So every Tuesday, Lace and I take her to the supply stores, and she gets all her stuff for her salon, business. And so basically I take her out, so we're going to head out, and this is usually her car. She doesn't. I love this car. There's all kinds of things. All kind of modern things I'm not used to.
I mean, plus side is.
No air in the tires ever. That's common. So... Yep. I mean, I guess I have to do it, but, Lace.
I mean, it's not been that low.
The main reason I don't have air in a lot of these tires is because I don't have a compressor. And Lace knows I lugged around that big, I had this 80-gallon Ingersoll Rand. All right, so I'm coming for a little abuse. They hit the fenders with the brushes. They brush everything, the wheels, then the paint, then the windows. A little bit of clitter clatter. You know about clitter clatter?
Clitter clatter.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting term.
What the clitter clatter is like the lack of octane, I feel like. I guess we'll stop. I remember my grandfather, and he owned a funeral home. I actually grew up in a funeral home. And a quick, interesting detail. Well, I didn't grow up in a funeral home. I grew up in New Orleans, but until I was 7, I grew up in a funeral home. So interesting little fun fact about my grandfather's funeral home is it was selected as a shooting location for The Silence of the Lambs when they shot that movie with Jodie Foster. But everything you see in the video is original and actually still there to this day. You do not want to see the town that house exists in today. You'll need a bulletproof vest to go visit. But anyway, I remember he had a sign in this one room, and he said, it said something like, it just said something to the effect that employees, you deal with some of the problems and they get all the stress for 8 hours a day, but owners get all the problems and deal with all the stress for 16 hours a day. So you know what you're signing up for. So here she comes. She's with her supplies. So this is a place we tend to go to for the $100 hamburger. You know what the $100 hamburger is, Lace?
We need to find out.
No, it's when you fly to an airport in your little plane and you get you a hamburger. It's a good spot. They have a cool little diner up here. All the old boys love it. So this was I believe this was formerly called Howard Hughes Airport. But it's pretty cool. This is the secrets, guys. This is the secrets. This is where we hang out. Has a bunch of airplanes from the ceiling. Very simple. All right, so they got this carrot and ginger soup. What you tasted like?
I'm not a ginger person, but I'm really curious.
It's kind of scary looking.
Looks like baby food.
It does. It definitely looks. It's old people soup.
Not what I expected.
Oh boy, that's mixed. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm not a ginger person, but that's pretty good.
So the cool part is you can just see the active runway, see who's parked in the temporary parking, see what's in here, look around. Nice mountain views. All right, so these are basically prototypes we're going to see, but I'm going to show you kind of the cool function about them because they have a mechanical mechanism inside. They use a single optic, but they do kind of a high beam thing, which I'm going to try and show you while she's holding this. And we check this out. Boom. So you can see that's an excellent amount of distance is what that's going to translate to. Now, I wonder if any computer guys out there know what's happening right now, right here. I don't know if we got a failing hard drive or what, but I was editing the video, and so that's where we're at. So I'm going to go check on Kelsey. If it's any indication of how things are going. After the blue screen, go in the bathroom. The auto toilet seat's coming down at me. I was kind of trying to avoid it. Well, I tried to grab it, hand slipped. Oh, it went everywhere. All right, inventory time. Alrighty. That's right. 30 or 40 kits. 30 or 40 kits. But yeah, she wired them wrong, so we gotta fix them all. So nothing's going right today, if you can't tell. Well, first of all, I had a big incident and I peed all over the whole wall in the bathroom. So besides that, the peeing on the wall thing was an accident.